can hold 3 million hours of TV shows. But if that's true, why don't you feel like a genius? The root of our problems comes down to one brainwave. You have this brainwave. It's dormant. All it takes is a 7-second ritual at home to activate the brainwave. Think you know what it is? I'd be surprised if you did. This brainwave is linked to genius abilities. Great ideas just come to you. You learn faster. Lucky things happen. NASA studied this brainwave, but we've all been ignoring it. So we're going to activate this brainwave now because it's not on YouTube or Google or any books on Amazon. My name is Dr. James Rivers. The breakthrough exploded when a colleague handed me a forgotten study by NASA. And stay with me, this gets good. NASA wanted to measure the brain power of future rocket scientists. So they studied a set of kids, and what they found shocked them. 98% of the kids scored at creative genius levels, the little devils. Nearly every kid had a creative ability to solve even the most difficult problems. You had that same power when you were a young kid too, by the way. 5 years later, NASA administers the same test to the same kids, except this time, only 30% of the children scored at creative genius. And by the time the kids were teenagers, only 12%. But what about us adults? How many of us still have access to our God-given creative genius, which could allow us to transform our finances, our health, our relationships right now? Brace yourself for this one. Given the same test, less than 2% of adults still had access to this super brain power. That means as kids, 98% of us had this super brain. But as adults, only 2% of us. As a scientist, I had to know what robbed us of this genius power that was once yours. People might tell you the school system, and there's truth to that, but it dawned on me. If I could discover what's really going on at the cellular level, then maybe we could reactivate that brain power in you. And I have good news. It turns out that we can. Because this brain power isn't about remembering facts from a textbook. It taps into your intuition. You have eureka moments. Difficult problems get solved with a great insight. And I know it's not a scientific term, but it's almost as if you become lucky, and things just start working out more and more for you in your life. As a neuroscientist for 34 years, the magic of the human mind never stops surprising me. But what I found pouring through the research stunned even me. You know how people say we only use 10% of our brain? Well, it's not accurate, but there's a seed of truth. It turns out if you look at a child's consciousness with an EEG machine, you can see their brainwaves. And what you see is kids have a very active theta wave. But when you look at an adult's consciousness, you see almost no theta wave. It's like it's been deactivated. And neuroscientists who have gone beyond the classroom know that people at the theta level tend to report many lucky things happening to them. Remarkable events, transformations take place at theta. Problems get solved. Genius happens. You might call it magic or good luck, but it's something different. It's almost like people who tap into theta can shape reality, and the universe has your back. It's because when you're at the theta level, several regions of your brain activate at the same time and connect to each other. It's like having a super brain. Let me explain. This theta discovery is the root of all our problems. Recently, colleagues in Japan found the famous flow state was linked to theta in an unbreakable chain. All athletes and musicians seek to be in the flow state, and so should you. Because the flow state is when you're in the zone and everything becomes easier for you. When Tom Brady throws a game-winning touchdown, he's in a flow state with theta. When Taylor Swift is performing for 70,000 people, she's in a flow state with theta. But you'd be amazed to discover it's not new. You can go back a century and still see leaders seeking theta. Thomas Edison invented a complicated contraption that activated theta for him. He wrote that this device solved his hardest problems for him. Have you ever wondered why so many billionaires say they wake up at exactly 4 a.m. and not at a different hour? Well, these billionaires know how their brain works. They're taking advantage of the theta brainwave, which is elevated when you wake up at that time. It makes deep and profound learning very easy, where you don't have to work nearly as hard. The theta wave is so transformative that in the lab, my colleagues and I refer to it as the genius wave. There's even research from Columbia University showing your theta could influence another person. This could mean that if you have more theta, you could bless your kids with it and pass it down to them. I want you to understand, this is the root cause of our problems and bad luck. We are born with miraculous human ability, but from the time we are born, the modern way of life systematically suppresses this genius wave, rendering it mostly deactivated. Our powers and destiny have been stolen from us at the neural level. Although my critics laugh when I say it, this is truly the great swindle of our lifetime. This is why it takes you so long to learn a new skill that could improve your finances, while a few lucky people can pick it up with ease. It's why you think of what you should have said after the conversation. It's why love and relationships go sour. It's why great insights and eureka moments come to others, but rarely to you. The deck was stacked against us, causing the God-given brainwave that could transform your life and luck to shrink and shrink and shrink before you even had a chance as an adult. And the longer this goes on, the more frustrated you'll feel. This is why so many people become bitter and resentful as they get older. They're missing out on God's gift to them. But they can turn it all around starting as soon as today. And so can you. Here are the 4 ways we know for a fact that will activate your theta wave. Number 1. Meditation. If you can meditate twice a day for 20 minutes a day, you'll begin to activate your theta wave. This one is not a great option for a lot of folks because it's very hard and time-consuming. Number 2. Wake up at 4 a.m. This is what many billionaires do. But it's also very hard and tiring. I don't even do this myself. Number 3. Use a biofeedback machine. Biofeedback machinery has been shown to activate your genius wave, but in-person sessions start at around $300 per hour, and an in-home biofeedback machine will set you back about $7,000. Number 4. You can use a special sound wave. This is the easiest way by far, and I have the ideal sound wave for you, but let me tell you why. When my colleagues and I began researching how to activate the genius wave, we wanted something that was simple, easy, and that you could do at home. And we knew the solution would be unique because this hasn't existed until now. And there were thousands of studies, not to mention ancient texts that have been around for centuries to go through. So let me give you a clue. Nikola Tesla advised, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency and vibration. He was a bit out there, but he was right. We realized sound waves were a perfect solution because sound is all about vibrations. And our sound wave used brain entrainment, which works by guiding the brain into theta. But there's a problem. Brain entrainment normally takes 1 hour per session. But after many late nights and coffee runs at the lab, my PhDs were able to turn 1 hour of brain entrainment into a 7-minute sound wave. You'll love what happened next. Being researchers, we tested it on ourselves first. We wondered, would it work like the research showed? Or did we forget something? We listened to the sound wave every day for 7 minutes, making sure not to miss a day. After a few short weeks, we knew it was working when one colleague reported he'd finished his book, which had been sitting incomplete on his computer for 3 years. He said the book just suddenly came together for him. But there's more. Another colleague reported his persistent migraine headaches had just disappeared after a week of listening. His son's test results had gone from a C to an A at school. It was transforming his entire family. And it didn't stop there. After 3 weeks of listening, a female colleague who had been divorced and single for several years accidentally bumped carts with a man at Trader Joe's. That man is now her fiancé. It all felt a bit magical. Another colleague reported losing 16 pounds from his belly. And after 11 years of cigarettes, another reported he'd lost the urge to smoke and quit. His behavior towards smoking had been reprogrammed. And it wasn't just him. His wife had been listening to the sound wave every day too. And she'd gotten the promotion at work she swore she'd be passed over for, which included a signing bonus. We called this 7-minute sound wave the Genius Wave and turned it into a digital audio track anyone could listen to right now. So far, it's helped 18,366 everyday Americans start to live a lucky and blessed life. The Genius Wave is the first sound wave developed by neuroscientists that uses advanced brain entrainment to activate theta and the mind power that can transform your life. It's simple, easy, and you can do it at home. Just pop on a pair of headphones and relax for 7 minutes listening to the calming sound wave. Beneath your awareness, the advanced brain entrainment will begin activating your theta by connecting several regions of your brain to each other. It starts working the very first time you listen to it. You'll do it from the privacy of your own home. And you don't need to meditate, repeat a mantra, or write anything down. You just listen to the sound wave for 7 minutes every day as it synchronizes with your brain waves and activates your theta. The result is an activated genius wave, reconnecting you with the brain power that's currently dormant in you. You'll notice insights and eureka moments begin to flow to you. Difficult problems will become solved with little to no effort on your part. As you listen more each day, things shift and new abilities begin to unlock. You'll automatically start thinking bigger about your life. And you'll notice a sense of easy confidence in your quest for amazing health, amazing relationships, amazing career. And did you know deep learning happens in theta? So you'll find it easier to remember key ideas or learn a new skill, like a musical instrument or even a new money-making skill. Best of all, operating at the theta level is the key to things falling into place for you and your family. Synchronicities happen, abundance happens, opportunities come your way. Give it a few weeks and you might find your behavior towards food or exercise or even giving up smoking has changed and you feel in control. Since its release, the Genius